Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a completely non-beauty related video. I wanted to do a finance video. I know that sounds a little whack and completely unlike me, but hear me out. I am moving to California, for those of you who do not know, and therefore I am trying to get my budget in order, get my finances in check before the end of the semester, so that when I move over there, I can be as financially independent as I feel, if that makes any sense to you guys. So I've decided to adopt the cash envelope system, which I believe is a Dave Ramsey thing, but to be honest with you, I got it from my grandmother. I need it to be fun. I have a hard time sticking to things, especially when it comes to money, so I feel like the more fun this is and the cuter it is, the more likely it is that I'm actually going to stick to it. So that's the basis for why I'm doing this, and I figured I would just come on and do a little bit of a stuffing video for you and sort of explain my thought process with the envelopes and yada yada. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and I hope you enjoy this content. So these are my envelopes. Right here. I ordered them off of Etsy. I think it's called Citrus Designs. She's in Texas, and they shipped super quickly. I think I ordered them earlier last week and they got here yesterday, which was Saturday. So I had no problem with the shipping. She was wonderful, and they're beautiful. So they look like little geodes, if you guys can see that. At least that's what I think they look like. I keep saying that to people and they're like, what's a geode? But I feel like geodes are geodes. You guys, you know what geodes are, right? I feel like specifically, if I can find it, like right here, that kind of design looks like a geode. Anyway, so right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 envelopes. I ordered a set of 10, so I have 3 extras for things that might come up over the summer, like utilities and rent that don't exist for me right now because my parents are still paying those things. But otherwise, we have these envelopes. So I'm gonna go through each one and sort of just talk you through it, I guess. So the first envelope is the most self-explanatory. This is the grocery envelope, and as you guys notice on the bottom here, I have a little bit of a note for myself just about what each envelope is. That's literally just a piece of paper that I cut out and taped on because I didn't feel like purchasing labels. So anyway, this is my groceries. Each week I get $75 from my parents. They are still paying for my groceries, but as soon as I graduate, I will be paying for my own groceries with a mixture of food stamps that I will be getting from California and also just some more money that I'm going to supplement. But for now, this is what we're dealing with. I have already bought a little bit of food this week, so right now in this envelope I have $50. I have 2 20s and a 10, and in each envelope, I have this little budget tracker sheet, which you guys can see right here, just so I can keep track of what's in the envelope. So it'll say the date, which was today, 3/24, and $50 is the balance. So when I go to the grocery store, I will bring this envelope with me, and I can spend no more than $50. Now that's kind of the kicker with the cash envelope system. For some of these things that are like fixed, like rent, or a car payment or anything like that that you know is exactly $482, you can have exactly that amount in the envelope and it's not an issue. But with things like groceries or spending money, sometimes it can get a little complicated when something goes over by 25 cents or a couple of dollars. Pretty much the deal with these is you got to put it back. If I go to the grocery store and my final count is $53.19, I have to put something back because I can't spend more than $50. This envelope is all I'm going to take with me. I'm not going to be using my debit card. That's it. And the other thing that's really important is not to move money between envelopes. If I run out of grocery money, I can't borrow from a sinking fund or I can't borrow from something else, because the point of the envelopes is to get yourself in check and to make sure that you're budgeting properly for each thing in your life, right? Again, I'm not an expert, so please don't take this as like word of God over here. I'm just talking to you guys about what's gonna work for me, or at least what I'm hoping is gonna work for me. So that's the groceries. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I am creating a list, obviously, every time I go to the grocery store, specifically now because I won't have a vehicle anymore. I'm gonna have to borrow cars from friends or take a Zip car or other various more aggravating things than just getting in my car and going to the grocery store. So I just wanna make sure that I know exactly what I need, can make a bee run, go to the store, get back, period. You know what I'm saying? So next up I have this envelope, which is the beauty envelope. It's nice and pretty and pink. I can't lie to you guys, even when I'm trying to budget, even when I'm trying to be frugal, I do still need to keep up with certain things. Like I like to get my nails done on occasion, not on occasion, I like to have my nails done all the time because they are so frail. If they're not done, and they'll break right off, and I just don't have time for that. I've spent so long trying to grow these babies out. So anyway, that's a tangent. I like to get my nails done. My hair is not naturally this color, so I need to get it redone about every 6 weeks. It's not that expensive. Blonde was a lot more expensive, so this is working for me, but that is something that I need to budget for, right? So in this envelope, pretty much anything like that goes. So I can have money for my nails, I can have money for my hair, money to get a wax, money to get a facial, whatever the hell I want can go in the beauty envelope. So I'm not really designating the money specifically for anything, but this week I put in $30, 20, 30, oh, I'm sorry, $35, because the manicure that I usually get is $30 and then a tip. So I can use that for the manicure if I want to, but I can also put that toward my hair. The hair is $70, so this is half of that. So it's up to me. This envelope is kind of like a anything goes kind of an envelope, but for me it's just nice to have a little bit of money put away, put to the side, just in case my nails break or something happens and I need to head over there immediately. I make that sound like an emergency, but if you're a girl that likes to have her nails done, you get me, okay? So next up, I have the copay envelope. This is a very important envelope because this has to do with medical bills and health and therapy and all of those things. So in this envelope right now, I have $15, which is going to go toward my therapy on Wednesday. He already has some left over from last week that I had given him. And this is really, really important to make sure that every Wednesday I have the right amount of money to go to therapy, because otherwise I'll have late fees and I don't really want that. So it's just nice to make sure that I have that. So every time I get paid or get money, I make sure to put the money aside for that copay almost immediately, because I never want to forget about it. And that is something that I have to have cash for, by the way. So it's not like I could even fudge this and use my debit card. I have to have the cash. So next up, I have 2 envelopes that are empty at the moment, and that's because I absolutely do not need anything in these categories. The first one is toiletries, and the second one is the Nichols envelope, which is my kitty, if you guys don't know. So toiletries is pretty much anything that I have so much of, but like shampoo, conditioner, face wash, tampons, things like that. But I'm very well stocked on shampoos. I have a few face washes that I should finish up before I ever purchase a new one. Razor blades I have quite a few of, so things like that would be what the money in this envelope would go towards, but at the moment I just don't really need to stock up on any of that. So maybe in a couple weeks I'll put $5, $10, $15 in here for a CVS run, but for the moment I'm all stocked. The Nichols envelope, I just bought her cat food and I just bought her litter, and I already just paid for her capsules for traveling. I'm trying to remember the word. Tranquilizers. There it is. It came to me. She's taking the plane back with Matt in May, so this is a little bit in the future, but we were trying trial runs to see what kind of medication would work to almost knock her out, because she gets really, really bad in the car, and I can't imagine that being any better on an airplane, and I can't imagine Matt having to deal with that. Like, people get irritated when you have a baby on a plane, let alone a cat. So yeah, basically we need to organize a tranquilizer for her, so I just paid for the capsules because the liquid that we had tried before didn't really work, and that was like $9-ish. So anyway, this envelope is empty right now, but when I do get paid, I am gonna put a little bit of money all the time, just in case she has an emergency and we need to take her to the vet. I know that's not something I want to think about, but that is important. And this is actually one of my sinking funds, but I have separated it out just because it's something that I have specific purchases for as well, like food and litter and things like that. I'll explain the sinking funds in a second. I'm so sorry I'm so all over the place. This is my first time filming a video like this. So next up I have my spending money envelope. This is also a very important envelope because your girl loves her bubble tea. I give myself $20 at the beginning of every week to spend money on whatever the hell I please. Now, obviously, if I wanted to, I could use the spending money toward beauty. The point of the beauty envelope is just to have the money saved up in case I want to go and I don't have a payday or whatever. But if I feel like putting the spending money toward going to get my nails done or something, that's a non-issue for me. These envelopes can be interchangeable because the beauty envelope is a wants, not a needs envelope. But the spending money envelope usually goes toward food and drink while I'm on campus. If I go to Starbucks, if I want bubble tea, if I want sushi, that's kind of what this envelope's for. And specifically, if I want to order food at work instead of paying the $2 for the meal that they give us. So right now I had an extra $1 floating around, so I have $21 in this envelope because I didn't really have anywhere else to put it, which is exciting because sometimes change adds up and you'll be a little bit short, and so I'll have $21 instead of $20. And lastly, we have the big sinking funds envelope. This is an envelope that I'm gonna need to separate out, but at the moment I don't know exactly what things I'm saving for quite yet, so I wanna make sure that I know what my envelopes are for before I just create random envelopes. So at the moment I just have a big fat sinking funds envelope, and on my budget tracker sheet I'm just gonna kind of write down each thing that I put specific amounts of money away for, if that makes sense. So right now I have groceries for April 5th in here, and I put $15 away. I had a little bit of a mix up with my parents. They gave me too much later last week for groceries, so now I have to kind of rearrange the monies. So I'm gonna need this for the week of April 5th. So I'm adding $15 now, another 15 next week, another 15 the week after that, just to make sure that I have the right amount by the time I get to that week, because you never want to be short for grocery money. And I think that that is the end of actually showing you what I have. So these 5 right now I have money in, and then these 2 I don't, but I will at some point soon. This is the wallet that they fit in. They don't fit super, super well. I'm probably gonna purchase some cheap wallet at like TJ Maxx or something just that fits these more nicely. Usually I'm a small wallet kind of gal, but not with these because I have to literally travel with these envelopes to make them work well. So I'm just gonna use this Kate Spade for the moment. Now, I do want to talk about a couple of other things before I finish this video. Part of why these envelopes are so important to me right now, why the spending envelope is so important, why the beauty envelope is so important, is because I'm actually on a no-buy month. For those of you who aren't familiar with the concept of no-buy or low-buy, I don't know if it's a YouTube community thing or if it exists elsewhere in the world as well, but for my purposes, that means no makeup, no skincare, period, right? I have an abundance of those things. I have like face wash on face wash, foundation on foundation, like 6 bottles of dry shampoo. I really don't need anything. And if I do need something, if I finish something, I likely have another version of that thing that I could use up before getting a backup. Does that make sense? So I do have a couple of things that I really can't live without, like specific products that I know have been my holy grails for a long time, but the majority of those products I'm pretty well stocked up on at the moment, and I don't think I'm gonna have a problem. And my no buy ends on 4/20 on April 20th. So on April 20th we can kind of reevaluate, see if I need to get any moisturizer or something like that, but I don't think I'm gonna need to. I have so much stuff. I was watching the new Marie Kondo series. I've been doing a lot of talk about clearing out, decluttering, schmeicing as we say. I have a lot of stuff that I need to get rid of. This move has been really stressful for Matt and I. He actually just left yesterday, and packing up his car alone was beyond stressful. So I really want to make sure that I'm bringing as little as possible with me to California, aside from the furniture that I obviously already have and don't feel like buying new of. But in terms of clothes and skincare and shoes and all of those things that I can kind of decrease my load, I'm gonna do that. So the point of the low buy, no buy, and in my case I'm really trying to make it a no buy, is that I don't purchase things that I don't need. So that means that the spending envelope for me is pretty much exclusively going to be for food. Ordinarily, if it wasn't a no buy month, I could put this toward mascara or whatever the hell I wanted, but I really don't want to do that right now because I don't need it. I'm trying to settle with the concept of enough. I'm trying to budget well, and budgeting well also comes with not overbuying. So it's a much longer conversation, and I'd be happy to make another video about it because I think these things are really fun to talk about, and as much as I love doing my beauty videos and I'm not going to stop doing them, I enjoy talking about real stuff with you guys, and this is a journey for me. This is something that I'm starting, so if you guys are starting a financial journey as well, comment, say hello, let me know what you're trying. This envelope system might seem a little insane to some people, and I totally understand it. Like, I absolutely get it because it is a little insane, but for me, I just need something to be fun that I can almost feel like is a hobby and is very organized, because those are the kinds of things that make me happy and make me want to stick to it. So yeah, I'm giving it a go. I am definitely going to be reporting back to let you guys know how it goes. And oh yeah, this one more thing I wanted to mention. The setup of how I organized my money with these envelopes right here is actually purely from a crap ton of tips that I made in the last couple of nights. So this actually doesn't include money from any paychecks. I'm gonna be getting paid next Friday, so I'm probably gonna film a stuffing video on that day, just to kind of like show you what happens when I'm working with an actual paycheck rather than just cash that I had from tips. So yeah, basically the basis is just gonna be going to the bank, taking out as much money as I can, and then reorganizing that cash into the envelopes, along with the grocery money that my parents give me, which is, like I said, $75 a week. I am excited for this. I hope you guys are excited to see the journey, and I will absolutely be checking back in soon. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!